What is your worst down bad moment? Dr. Umar would hate me, but a couple of months ago I finally got the chance to talk to the snow bunny of my dreams. She's the kind of girl you let put a leash on you just to get a whiff of her. She's seen me get number one in Kahoot every time, so one day she asked me if I could help her study for the next quiz. I agreed and we scheduled a day to meet up at the library. The day of our study date, I started talking to her, but she slammed down a pencil and told me, chop chop, just do the work, bro. I let her talk to me in any way she wanted to because I figured that she'd eventually fall for me if I kept doing her work. But she was so unbothered I could tell it'd take some work to get her attention. Especially since she kept sending these thirsty pictures and kept replaying NLE Choppa TikTok videos. I even think she was on the phone with some dude with the way she was laughing. I was too scared to ask her about it though. When I finished figuring out all the answers on the study guide, she ripped off a piece of paper, wrote down her Canvas login, and gave it to me. She said, "I'm sorry, but I'm bad at remembering stuff. Would you mind just taking the quiz for me? I'd really appreciate it." I was so down bad I said no problem. If you saw the leggings she was wearing you would have said yes in a heartbeat too. And it helped that she kissed me on the cheek before she left. So, from then on, I would just log onto her account and do her Canvas quizzes for her, which was difficult, because our professor switched things up so that nobody had the same questions for each quiz. It was really tiring to do everything and I almost gave up, but it was worth it because when we had group assignments she would touch my leg, would ask me for my opinion on her bikini pics, and I was even important enough to be introduced to her friends. I met her best friend, who I'll call CC, keep her in mind, and her other two friends. CC was usually quiet, but her other friends were very loud and very vocal about being friends with me. Eventually, my crush asked me to do their Canvas quizzes too. Me, still thinking with the wrong head, agreed, but I quickly learned my lesson when it took 7 hours to complete all 4 quizzes back to back, and the second I finished it was 4 a.m. so I took a nap. The bad thing was I woke up the next morning with a Canvas notification of 0 on my own quiz. That set me back 15 whole points and I couldn't believe I let my grade in a prerequisite get so low. The worst part was we had essays due coming up and there was no way I could do all of them. So I had to act quickly and searched up any websites I knew would do the work for me, like ChatGPT and Quillbot, to write the essays. However, my biggest problem was these Canvas quizzes, since they could detect when I cheated or used any extensions. So, I searched for something that wouldn't get me caught and still answered every question with complete accuracy. It wasn't until late at night that I found an AI called StudyBuddy that Canvas wouldn't be able to detect. I installed the Chrome extension and started doing everyone's homework. I was shocked when it only took me 45 minutes to complete everything now that I was using the AI, instead of my usual 7 hours. I could finally sleep at night since StudyBuddy instantly gave me the answers to the multiple choice questions. When the girls all saw their grades they were more than happy and thanked me every time they saw me, though some days my crush wouldn't bat me an eye, and I felt like I was going nowhere with her. To get my mind off her I went to the library to get some studying done when all of a sudden, CC came to see me. She came with some homework and asked if I could help her with it. I didn't mind, but I expected her to give me the silent treatment like my crush did. Surprisingly, she was genuinely asking questions and reciprocating, and learned quickly too, so we finished in an hour. After that, she invited me to grab a slice of pizza as a thank you. The entire time we just smack talked about everyone on campus, and then CC did a massive lore drop when she said that my crush has had a boyfriend for 3 years. This hit me like an 8-wheeler truck. CC noticed that I was surprised, so she asked me what was up, and I confessed that I've had a crush on her best friend for a long time now. It's literally why I've been doing their homework for free. CC was surprised to find out that her best friend wasn't even paying me, since that's the only reason she was cool with me doing her work. She felt bad and asked me how the hell I did all their homework, and I told her it wasn't that much of a problem since I just used StudyBuddy AI. When she asked what it was, I showed her how quickly it automatically answers the questions, and I helped her download the Google Chrome extension on her MacBook. She bought me an extra pizza slice for putting her on, and said she'd use it when taking her midterms. Afterwards, she promised me that she'd cut off my crush. I thought that was pretty cool of her, but realizing I was being played left a sour taste in my mouth. CC saw how I looked like I was about to crash out, so she gave me the perfect idea. The next day I did my crush's work and screenshotted her proof that I completed the assignment. Then at the last minute before the due time, I unsubmitted her assignments and left a comment for the professor saying, "I'm not doing this poop. You're a divorced rent-a professor who graduated from Purdue University online while your wife got her vertebrae blown out." The funniest part is my crush can't even report me for doing that because she broke every rule at our school, giving me her Canvas login and for cheating. You don't know how satisfying it felt to see she got a 0 on her midterm while CC got a 100 after using StudyBuddy AI. Later today, as a thank you, I'm heading to CC's dorm because she's gonna be my wingman, since she showed a picture of me to her final roommates and she said she'd hit